Pen and a Quill Studio presents.
All the town could talk about was the creature loose in the forest.
He had known her for just over a year, but tonight, sitting under a full moon sky, he could finally dream of the future, a future which included her face. All of a sudden, he felt her entire body spasm and then tense up.
Go. Leave. Her voice shook with urgency. He saw the glint of burning red in her eyes a second too late.
Her teeth, now unnaturally sharp, sunk into his neck. The blood came slowly at first, then in a spurt. If his eyes could have stayed open, he would have screamed. They didn't. The next morning, he woke up to find a skull and bone-shaped scar on his neck. She was gone. He searched for her. For days at first, then months. Then years, decades, and centuries. Not a trace. It was like she never existed.
Lisa was trying to note down what she knew about her new neighbor, which was not much. He had moved in 2 months ago and worked from home. And that was the extent of her knowledge. She had once seen the door of his cabin open and went in. He had a browser tab open and only saw her coming at the last moment. He closed the tab hurriedly, and for a second, Lisa could have sworn she saw a gleam of burning red in the whites of his eyes. Were you Googling ways to kill someone? Her voice was light, but Nathan replied very seriously.
I wish. It's much worse, actually. I can't really tell. Work stuff, you know.
Lisa went back to her cabin and tried to remember what she could. He was definitely typing something starting with W, and there was possibly an E after that. She also couldn't help noticing that he would be gone for 3 to 4 days a month, vanish without a trace, and come back equally silently. She had once gone to his cabin for a spot of lunch, invited herself basically, and he was too polite to say no. He had made steak, and as she bit into the food, she realized it was barely cooked.
He seemed to sense her unease. I know, I am not a very good cook. Sorry. Hope it's still edible.
It's okay, man. Then came the night that would be etched into her memory for the rest of her life. She was listening to some music when her ears caught the sounds of a groan and a stifled scream. They were definitely coming from outside the cabin. But the only other person who lived within range was Nathan. Was he in trouble? Was it something to do with his work? Against her better instincts, Lisa stepped out into the night and made her way to Nathan's cabin. She knocked tentatively at his door.
The noise was definitely louder now. It was Nathan himself. Go. Leave. His voice shook with urgency.
In a split second, Lisa's tone changed. It was quieter and stamped with confidence. I know what you are, Nathan. I am not afraid of you. I am the same. Nathan continued to howl from inside his room, his voice agonized. Do you not remember how you came to be this way? That woman you searched for all these years? She took a deep breath. Well, you found her.
The next morning, Nathan found a note on the front step of his cabin.
I feel like this comes across as an explanation but really, it's an apology. Never meant to hurt you that night, but then I am not me when the full moon is up. You, of all people, should understand that. I left because of the guilt. I hid away because I didn't want to hurt anyone else. So, I am leaving again, and I am good at staying hidden. So, don't come and try to find me, okay?
Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Which story would you want to see next? Do let us know in the comments below.